Hi, my name is Tomer, and today we are going to talk about how to customize non-standard tools via the Profile.xml. Let's review really quickly how Incredibuild works. Incredibuild knows how to distribute parallel tasks which are running in parallel, know how to distribute them and send them and use machines that are available in the grid and to distribute those tasks, and by that accelerating it. Incredibuild is basically listening or intercepting system call tasks. It knows how to distribute them and send them across the compute grid, and by that accelerating the overall duration of the build. Incredibuild has a predefined list of tools that are available and can be used without any intervention. For example, CMake, Make, CL, MSBuild, CLang. All the non-industry compilers and tools are available and are predefined. What happens if we need to accelerate non-standard tools? What do we do then? Then we need to customize a special file that's called Profile.xml that needs to be tailored and changed according with specific settings, and this is what we are going to see today. So if you see my screen here, I'm in the public documentation of Incredibuild here, docsincredibuild.com. I'm in the version, the latest version, or any version that is available then. And you can see that under DevTools integration and creating a profile XML, you can see this section which explain in details how to customize the profile XML to support those non-standard tools acceleration. And we are going to talk about it later, but this is just to show you that this is the format, this is the XML file, and later on we are going to go over this table, which I will show you now, this table with some parameters that will help you to better customize this tool and intercept and distribute your tasks for non-standard tools. So how do we use Profile XML with proprietary tools? I have Incredibuild here. I have environment of Incredibuild. In this environment, I have three agents. I have initiator, which initiating my builds, and I have two helpers of 8 cores each. In this demo, we are going to see how I have my tool, my specific tool, which I'm running it the first time, and it will run locally, only on the initiator locally, and what do I need to change or tailor in order to make it running remotely on the agents and being distributed eventually. So this is my grid as I explained. Here I'm using, we have a samples directory, a sample tool. It's under Incredibuild samples, DevTools acceleration, DevTools interface user sample, interception interface. I'm using this out of the box demo, which you can use it as well in order to experiment and run your builds. The file that I'm going to run is a batch file called run.xge. This is the file that is my batch file, which I'm using it in order to run the build console command, this is the command to run Incredibuild tasks. And I'm wrapping this with my build tool, which is my proprietary tool. It's a non-standard tool, which is a proprietary tool. It's called main build tool. And my compiler, which is also non-standard and proprietary, with some parameters that are relevant to this process, and a caption. This is the file that I'm going to run in the first time. So let's run it, and let's see what happened when I run it. So I started to run it. As you can see here on my screen, the build monitor opens, and only 8 cores from the initiator are being used. Only 8 cores. Why those cores are being used and not the other one? Because I didn't yet configure the Profile XML to support this interception and distribution. So Incredibuild doesn't know that this tool needs to be distributed or distributed or intercepted, and therefore you can see here when I highlight my mouse, you can see that this is the compiler which is running locally. Incredibuild doesn't know that this tool needs to be accelerated because I didn't yet configure the Profile.xml. So this is step number one. Now, what I'm going to show you, you remember that we looked into the documentation and I showed you the Profile.xml format. So I created here very simple Profile.xml. This is what I created here with tools that I am using, the tools that you saw here in the folder, here in this folder. Those tools, this is my compiler, this is my main build tool, and now what I need to do is to configure them within the Profile.xml. So I'm creating those two lines. This is a simple configuration. All I need to do is specify the file name, which is the tool basically, and what tool will be intercepted and what tool will be running remotely. My main build tool, it's like a CMake, make, or any build tool that I have. This tool will not run remotely. This tool will be intercepted, meaning that Incredibuild will listen to those calls from this tool, and as soon as this tool will start to call other tools like compiler, like linker, those tools will be the one that will be running remotely. For example, this is my compiler, and allow remote true means it's going to run remotely and being distributed. This is all I need. Very basic configuration to start with. Later on, we'll see how we enhance this file. So now that I have this Profile.xml, all I have to do is to go into my batch file here and add this parameter Profile.xml into my command line. That's it. And the next thing to do is to run it. And this is what we are going to do now. So I'm going again to my batch file. I'm running it again. And this time you see here the magic works, the Incredibuild magic works. And you can see that now I have on top of my 8 cores another 8 and 8 cores from the helpers. By the way, it's finished even earlier due to the distribution, which is the power of Incredibuild basically. You can see that all, if I highlight here, you can see that the same compiler running now remotely. This is why you see it green, by the way, because green means that it's being distributed and blue means that it's local. So this is the distribution, and this is done due to the Profile.xml. Okay, so you remember that before we spoke about the Profile.xml definition, and I showed you in the beginning this documentation page. Now we are going to talk about some advanced options beyond this configuration, which you already saw. So first of all, there is a very good explanation in the page of how to use the tools and how to define interception and remote definition. This is an example of the file itself. And if we scroll it down, there are very good examples as well here below, which explain very well how to do things. So this is more information. Let's go and look into the table. So in the table, we have few parameters which are powerful and important. For example, file name. File name is an option for you to choose. Beside the one tool, you can define multiple tools by catching them with a wildcard. So if you have tool 1, tool 2, tool 3, tool n, you can use this wildcard and catch them. It's very powerful. It means that you have to write less things in your Profile.xml. Allow remote, true or false. Maybe some of your tools will be intercepted, but for some reason you don't want them to be executed remotely. It's an option. Here you can see in this setting, you can see the predicted. So predicted execution, it's out of order tasks, which is another powerful feature of Incredibuild. And this means that tasks that are running out of order will run in order, and Incredibuild will be able to predict their running and run them in parallel. Why it's important here? Because here you can define your tool and to mention explicitly that it will be also participate in this prediction execution. It's in giving you additional value of acceleration. So this is this option as well. I'm scrolling down. You can set captions if you want, caption on the build monitor itself, how your tool will appear in the build monitor as well. And success criteria. Success criteria, especially when you're using your own tools, your proprietary tools, sometimes your success criteria is not the success criteria which is the default by Incredibuild. The default is a 0 or 1, which is non-success, and you can define explicitly your success exit code to be able to run them, and by that, first of all, the build will not fail, and it will give you the flexibility to control those success exit code and take them further down to your other tools if you needed. I will also add this link to the documentation in the video description. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned how to customize the Profile.xml and to accelerate those non-standard tools. If you need further help, you can contact the support of Incredibuild. Thank you.